Indeed, we are going to talk about changing social work, the use of non-formal education with extremely vulnerable needs. And please allow me to highlight the extremely vulnerable needs to new and innovative approaches, at least from our point of view. I would like, of course, to thank the Portuguese NA and our hosts for this kind of invitation, and to first and foremost to introduce myself and the team. So my name is Gonçalo. I work for CAIS, a Portuguese NGO. I'm the director for our Lisbon Center, where we run activities like Get Ready, Play, and Bootcamp that you will hear later on. And I also the coordinator for our street football program. With me, I have today Nuno. Nuno is in charge of Get Ready, which we will introduce to you today, and is also in charge of all the local activities cross-country for our street football program. And finally, Joanna, our rising star, she's in charge of our empowerment and employability programs, which includes Play in Bootcamp, which she will also introduce to you. Besides all that, Nuno is also part of the National Youth Council pool of trainers and the Erasmus Plus Youth in Action pool of trainers. Joanna is also a member of the Erasmus Plus National Agency pool of trainers. And finally, myself, I'm the coordinator of the Portuguese NA pool of trainers. So we are lucky enough that to work together at CAIS, but also, as you can see, outside of CAIS, always in the framework of working with NEETS and non-formal education and promoting social inclusion. This being said, I guess it's time for me to introduce you CAIS and how the work with NEETS and the use of the non-formal education came into this traditional social work environment. So CAIS is a non-profit social solidarity organization born 25 years ago. At the time, it was born with the idea to release a street paper. So the most famous street paper you might have crossed paths with is The Big Issue in England. And at the time, some Portuguese folks were on vacation in England and they saw a big issue. They tried to understand what was behind, and they realized that they had all the resources to do something similar because they owned a media group. So they had like the staff, the machines, well, everything they need to do something similar. So that was how the CAIS Street Paper and CAIS as an organization were born more than 25 years ago. Quickly, CAIS started delivering another initiatives and programs and projects, always with the focus of creating awareness towards social exclusion and poverty. And eventually, regularly, not even 20 years ago, CAIS decided to give the next step and to do things directly, so to be on the field. And that's when CAIS opened the Lisbon Center and the Porto Center. Both centers are what we in Portugal call empowerment communities, which means that they are places where beneficiaries can have access to occupational, educational, and vocational activities that aim to empower them to work towards their employment and their active citizenship. So it's not a residential center, so beneficiaries only come during the day, and during the day they benefit from a wide range of activities, including the ones we are going to present you, that aim to empower them towards their inclusion and their active citizenship. Today, we are going to focus mostly in what differs CAIS from other traditional social work organizations in the field. And for us, staff, we noticed that the big difference from us to the remaining organizations in the field who do an amazing work is that we use a lot of non-formal education in our programs and projects, and we also do a lot of intervention in formal contexts always with the aim of promoting empowerment, employability, and active citizenship, with a very specific target. So we have the NEETS, which by itself are already on a very fragile position, in the sense that they are not in education, training, or employment. But there is different kinds of needs, let's put it that way. There is needs experiencing very different situations inside this vulnerability. And we at CAIS, we work with the most vulnerable of the vulnerable. We work with the 1% of the 1%, if you want to put it that way. So those living in orphanages, those living in illegal settlements, those living in temporary accommodations, shelters, and so on. So a very specific target group with very specific needs. And we realized over the years that traditional intervention was not working because it didn't understand the specifics of each individual. And mostly that vocational training that was being promoted by organizations, including CAIS, was not answering the beneficiary needs. And we were kind of in a crossroads. How can we change our intervention to make it more suitable for our beneficiaries' personal development, their life skills development, their empowerment towards employment, and at the same time, for us to meet the needs of the market, right? Because, I mean, the needs of the beneficiary and the needs of the market, they need to be in line so that you can find a solution for each one needs. And while we were doing this assessment, we noticed that our street football program, which had recently adapted also itself and was using a lot of non-formal education, was having very positive results. And that was the moment, and that was more than 5 years ago, in which we decided that we would rearrange all our intervention for all our activities, projects, and programs, and that we will focus ourselves in using non-formal education for all this process or these processes that we do with our beneficiaries. So, and from then on, non-formal education became the methodology, and the non-formal education methods became the ones we use in all our projects and programs. And the results are being very, very positive. So, as I mentioned before, so the idea to rearrange all CAIS intervention in base it on the non-formal education methodology came because of the positive results that we were having with the street football program. So I guess it makes sense that we speak about the street football program. So the street football program was launched by CAIS in 2004. It's called Futebol de Rua, which is not very innovative, since Futebol de Rua means street football in Portuguese. But so it was launched in 2004, and at the beginning, its only goal or objective was to promote access to sports to those experiencing social exclusion and poverty, whom often didn't have access to that practice. Of course, that was back in 2004. Almost 20 years went by, and just as society changed, the program also changed. And one of the big things that changed right on the very first years was that even through the program was taught for older people, youngsters needs start looking for it, okay? Because it was sports, it was football, and because the rules of this specific kind of football were very attractive to them. So as the target group changed, their needs also changed, and we need to adapt the program. And there have been 17 years of learning also for us, and on improving, on creating new answers. And currently, for a few years now, I would say that for the past 8-9 years, we kind of recentered ourselves and clarified our objectives, our goals, our target group, and so on. And today, our two main objectives are to promote regular access to sports and regular access to a comparative framework, which includes local, national, international activities to these needs. and at the same time use that presence and that opportunity to be with them in an informal context. This is very important. We get out of the social work room, we get out of the NGO building, and we are outside, we are on the pitch. So we work with them outside the traditional environment, and to use that for our second objective, which is the promotion and development of their life skills towards social inclusion, because we noticed that many of these needs lacked basic life skills, which would then later on jeopardize their inclusion in employment and their active citizenship. So promote access to sports and promote inclusion through sports by promoting personal development and life skills development. To who? To, well, everybody that is more than 15 years old, but mostly NEETS. So 92% of our beneficiaries are between 16 and 24 years old, so they are NEETS. And 77, 78 of them are male. So only a little above 20% are female. All through, those numbers are increasing, and we have investing a lot of resources to do that, but still the numbers are unbalanced. So, and who are these needs? Where do they come from? So they all experience social exclusion and different sorts of privation, including experiencing poverty. So they come from orphanages, from shelters, from illegal settlements, from government housing, and well, again, for the most part, as they are NEETS, they quit school and they are not on training or on employment. And being our program very attractive to them, this allows to bring them close to the local NGOs that support their communities, re-engage them, and, you know, by attending the football training sessions, they will also start to connect more with the local organizations, and then it's a positive snowball, you know. But yeah, so basically our target group is young NEETS who face extreme social exclusion situations. And how do we integrate them? And that can also change it because, well, information flows much faster nowadays than it did 17 years ago. So quite often we either have local organizations approaching their needs about our program, but quite often too, we have the needs that find out about our program on social media, for instance, approaching their social workers because they want to take part in this. And that's one of the differences between our program and similar programs around the world, which is individuals cannot sign up on their own. They always have to sign up through a support organization. Because by doing that, we guarantee that everything we do, all the resources we make available are integrated in a wider individual plan for that individual, and that everybody is in line and that we are connecting the dots with them. So organization A, local organization A, signs up their 5, 10, 20 needs for the program. And when they do so, they will receive through our district promoters a lot of information, which includes our life skills development in street football manual, something we did a few years ago, our team with some external trainers from SALTO pool of trainers, from the Council of Europe pool of trainers, put a lot of time and effort in creating a 200 pages manual of non-formal education methods to address 20 life skills, all of that in Portuguese, something we are very proud of. So these organizations then start delivering local football training sessions and life skills training sessions based in this manual to their beneficiaries all year round. The frequency changes, of course, from district to district, from city to city, but all year round, all in all. And then our local promoters jump in. Our local promoters are also organizations, local organizations who had more operational capacity that together with us, they deliver the activities for the beneficiaries in all the districts. And then CAIS comes in and delivers the national and international activities in which we gather kids or youngsters from all cities, from all districts, from all across the country. And what activities are those? So in the framework of access to sports, we provide training sessions to the participant organizations. We provide district tournaments or festivals with our district promoters, and then we provide the national festival, the big event. It's a 1 week event with cultural, recreational, educational activities and an inclusive street football tournament that gathers kids from all over the country, and quite often, well, not currently, but quite often, also delegations from abroad. And then it comes like the last stage of the yearly calendar, which is the training camps, residential training camps that we do for NEETS from all across the country, in which they spend 10 days at the Benfica Stadium. Benfica is a big Portuguese club. They spend 10 days at the Benfica Stadium with us, doing, of course, sports training and life skills training daily. So it's quite intensive, but the results we get from there are quite positive. And then on the other end, at the same time we run these sport activities, we run the inclusion through sports activities, which includes the Move Yourself, Make It Happen workshops. The Move Yourself, Make It Happen workshops are done in partnership with the National Plan of Ethics in Sports and with the Erasmus Plus National Agency. So it's not a project supported by the program. It's an actual strategic partnership done by us with the Portuguese NA together, in which we deliver workshops. This year, there will be 39 cross-country to 2,000 NEETS, in which we build upon the work done all year round by the local organizations, and we focus yearly in 3 or 4 life skills, and we work in these specific sessions with kids, not only from that organization, but from the whole district. We work with them, those specific life skills. So that's one of our main activities and one we are very proud of. Besides that, we also deliver 3 other residential activities. One, it's non-formal education training, so basic non-formal education training for the beneficiaries that now, as part of their progression pathways, enrolled in other roles in the program and became delegation managers, so that we can show them how to use non-formal education, so they can use locally non-formal education methods with the new participants and empower them. And we do the same with the coaches. We deliver training for coaches, so technical and tactical, for coaches who were former participants. So they were former participants. Now, as part of their progression pathways, again, they became assistant coaches or head coaches, either for their organizations or for the district teams or for the national team. And we provide them with training, residential training, so that they can keep on that pathway. And finally, the same for the referees. So again, for beneficiaries who stop being participants as players, but want to stay engaged with the program, we will provide them specific training with the Portuguese Referee Association, so they can enroll in a referee program and become street football referees, or if they wish, professional referees. So during 3 years, you are a participant, you have access to training sessions, local festivals, national festivals, training camps, international exchanges. As a player, you do workshops for life skills development, and once you reach your limit of participations, you can start your progression pathway, which will lead you to become a team manager, a coach, or referee. And for all that, you will again receive more training, and again, it will be all using non-formal education. So the training these coaches and these referees and these team managers receive is very different than the training that the professional referees, the professional coaches, and the professional team managers, who are often social workers or psychologists, receive, because it's based on non-formal education methods so that it's more effective to them. And all in all, what these young NEETS tell us is that more than 80% of them yearly develop their life skills. Of course, it's not 100%. It could not be. Of course, this number changes because when we are talking about leadership, of course, this number is on 82, I believe. And when we are talking about teamwork or cooperation, it goes up to 91, 92%. So of course, the results are not equal for all the values and life skills because, well, they are very different. But more than 80% yearly, and we're talking about 2,000 NEETS, tell us they effectively develop their life skills. Also, 75% of the NEETS that go through all the activities. So that means that in that year, that beneficiary went through local activities, national activities, and international activities. So basically, through all of what I presented before, 75% of those engage in employment. Okay, and when traditionally 1 year before they were, again, otherwise they would not be NEETS, they were out of education or employment. So 1 year afterwards, 75% of those are engaged in employment. It's not 100%, it could not be, but as you can imagine, we are very proud of that. And of all this ecosystem we created, you know, with sports activities, educational activities, progression pathways, opportunities to keep on moving forward inside and outside the program. And we are very happy that all that is based on strategic partnerships with different stakeholders, like the Portuguese NNA or the Referee Association, and that all that is based on non-formal education, and that we were also able to bring non-formal education outside of the youth organizations environment to this traditional social work environment, and also to other areas like the sports field. And all these results led CAIS to, as I mentioned before, around 2016, to rearrange their intervention in the centers in Lisbon and Porto and create a whole new range of activities and a whole new approach. And that focus a lot on initial stage on Get Ready, which Nuno will present now. And then down the road, when those basic life skills have been achieved, on a more intense, let's put it that way, process with playing Bootcamp, which Joanna will then also introduce. I will be free to answer all your questions in the end after Nuno and Joanna presentation, if we have time, because maybe I just went out of tracks. No, I'm on time. But yeah, so if you have any questions in the end regarding the street football program or any others, please let us know. And if you want any resources or more information about what we do, you can reach us out through www.cais.pt. All our contacts are in there, and you can reach us through there, and we will be more than happy to keep in touch. And now I enter the ball, this virtual ball, to Nuno. Nuno, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. Hello to the room. I'm going to speak today about a program that is really dear for me. It's close to my heart because I've been developed for like 3 years from now, and we are getting really cool results with our users and with our participants. So the program is called Get Ready, and you kind of can see the purpose of that name, because the goal is to prepare the users and the participants to their own social life. So basically, it's like a pathway towards their future and for other activities in CAIS. This program takes during all year, so it's kind of never ends because it's a cycle. And the goal is that our users or our participants take part on this program when they came to CAIS and they take part of in the module or in the activities they are occurring in that specific moment. Concerning the periodicity, we do deliver a session for our users 1 time per week. It's every single week, and the duration of that session is between 2 and 2.5 hours. So every single participant has one social and personal development soft skills program 1 time per week. Now we have around 50 participants taking in this program. A lot of them are like quite older than the NEETS, but we kind of have a few NEETS, and it's really interesting to see how the NEETS interact with our older users in those specific groups. We have, as I mentioned, we have 3 groups, kind of around 17 participants each group. So it's kind of one group, or the groups are tailor-made concerning their profiles, their needs. When we get a user that wants to take part in these activities, we kind of see their profile with our helps from our social workers, and you kind of see how the participant is going to interact in one group or in the other, and the group is chosen by that way. The program has now 8 modules, so one module could have 1 or 2 soft skills that is being developed for an entire month. And we kind of have like a plus 20 soft skills in our program. So one module is like specific for communication, teamwork, and the other module is like for resilience or cooperation or so. So our participants have, as I said, they take part in this Get Ready, and after 1 month in that module, they do kind of have evaluation and auto-evaluation of themselves, and we do evaluation in 3 specific steps. The first one is like they understand and they do a perception of their achievements and the goals that we propose for that module. The second one is like they kind of perceive their evaluation in the module, like I was here before the module starts, and I'm here now when it all ends. And the third one is like an auto evaluation via oral auto evaluation, and basically is like a really short description of Get Ready. Concerning what Gonçalo said, that we have a lot of needs in our street football program. In CAIS, we kind of have some, and it's really interesting to see how the needs interact with other participants in the group, and we kind of see like the older participants are kind of mentor for the new kids. And it's really cool to see the results after the evaluations, after the kind of 2 or 3 months of the program. So it's really interesting, and it's a really short presentation of Get Ready. It's kind of really fast one, but if you have any questions about the program, be free to ask them. And thank you.
So, can continue as Gonçalo told you. I'm responsible for the employability projects that here in CAIS they are like the last step in the autonomy path of our users, and they are really important for us. We design them to young people and adults. We have like this range between I don't know, but 18 and 50, because we have these two targets here in CAIS. And as Gonçalo told, we consider the non-formal education the more effective methodology to use, because a big part of our participants left the formal ways of education, so they are not interested in that. So we have to, in the time that we are planning this project, we have to think, and based on the street football project, we have to think the best way to get them here and to work with them. And the non-formal education we consider really important. And I'll be honest, in the beginning, when we told them, when we told them that we will be in a group taking this training, they always think that they are coming to a school, and they say, no, I don't want it, it's not my type of thing. And then we say, no, let's just try it, and you will see that it's different. And we sell it like a magic, I confess. But then when they are there, they understand that it's really different, because they have like this, they are not just a passive person, they are there looking for a person that is just saying things to them, but they participate in the process. They can share the experience, they can share it with a group, and they can learn a lot of things with each other. So for them, it's really, really important. And in the end, they ask me just for more weeks of training. Is that what they want in the end? So our basic goal with this employability project is for people to get a job, because we think that they can have a lot of things, but if they cannot support financial their lives, they are always dependent on I don't know, but social care and stuff like that. So for us, it's really important that for them to get a job. In these projects, we have like 3 really important stakeholders beside our team, because the person itself, okay, the person is really important in this process. We have our partner companies that work with us in the second part of the project that I will explain to you, and we have like this figure that is the mentor, that's who are volunteers here in CAIS, and they are like they have like 1 or 2 persons that they make these follow up with them, and be like like side by side with them in this process. Okay, so but talking about the play and bootcamp, they are really similar, and they have like 2 parts. The first part is our soft skills training. Okay, this soft skills training is chosen by an evaluation of our team in CAIS, and we evaluate the needs of the participants, but we confront them with the needs of the employers. Okay, and we talk with our partners company about them. And for some companies, there are a set of soft skills that are more important than the others, but we try to mix them and make this training on soft skills. Really quick, that skills are communication, teamwork, conflict resolution, and the difference between play and bootcamp, that is an upgrade of project of play, is that we introduce a lot of sessions of emotional management, because we understand with our previous experience that they are really good communicators and they can be in a team. But it's like if the person responsible for the company told them something bad in a really bad day, they disappear and not be there anymore. So that's how we think that this emotional management, it was really important to introduce now. And we did the first training in the last month with this emotional management, and we are just expected to see how it goes with that and if it's different. Okay, so as I told you, the first part is the training of personal soft skills, and we also work job search techniques. It's like how to do your curriculum, how to be on a job interview, and here we count every time with our partners companies too. Okay, they come to CAIS and say how they do the curriculum. They make like the simulation of jobs interviews, and for us it's really important because we can take like companies come to CAIS and they see our users and they say, okay, because sometimes CAIS is known just because of because they work with homeless or people with a really bad past, and when they come here and see the people that we work, they can say that they are really valid, and they can bet on them for an opportunity. The second part of our project, it's like an internship, okay? They have 1 month training sessions, and then they go to internship in these companies. We just ask to the company to have like this mentor figure there that can like be with our internship, with our training, okay? Estagiário, with our training, can be here with our training, and to make this bridge with us. Okay, if something don't go really well in the internship, he can talk with us, and we can solve this before it becomes a really big problem. Okay, I don't know if you have interest, but some of the companies that we work at, like IKEA, BP Portugal, we have like these large supermarket groups. We work with the hotels too, Marriott, and we work now. We will still work with Benfica, that it's the biggest football club in Portugal. So we are working with them. These companies are chosen because if in the beginning of our employability projects, the people that come to us were like really similar in the work experience. Okay, now we have like more diverse profile, okay, especially because of COVID. We have like a lot of people, they are now unemployed, and they are like with the highest levels of literacy, and we need to check other companies to be working with these people, okay? Our groups are composed of 10 people. We believe that it's a good number to work with, and in maximum we can work with 15, but normally it's 10 people, because we thought that is like the best way to make like this cozy and security environment for them, and to make like a really big change in their lives. Okay, we developed this project since 2017, and for sure it's like our largest vehicle for the professional integration of people in vulnerable situations. Okay, we tried a lot of methods and projects, and this is like our number one for integration people in the markets.